Welcome to a very special episode. Today we are going to be going over the Houston Regional Championships with our guest host, Alexander, aka the Chef. What's up, Chef? How you doing?
Woohoo! I'm doing great. Yeah, I just woke up an hour before this, and I'm just super excited, a little tired, but I mean that's okay. That's okay. I should have been up already, honestly. Um, but I stayed up a little late last night.
We've been having the most difficult time to get this audio to work, so we're just both recording our audios now. But I'm glad that we can make it happen. Hopefully we can figure it out so we can do more videos like these together.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Houston Regional Championships. 625 masters rounded out. It was you and me and a couple other people like Bamboozled, like Mega Umbreon, Sanito was in there in the group chat. We made like a little group chat for us. How excited were you for it?
I was so excited. I mean, I was in Alabama at the time, and then obviously the drive was gonna be dreadful, but I don't really mind driving long distances,
How
especially if
long
I'm the
did you
one driving, because I
drive?
get to like it was like a 7 hour drive.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it wasn't that bad. I mean, like I had family over there, so I was able to stay with them, for the nights. But yeah, it was overall like a great experience. I was super excited because it was gonna be my first regional, our first regional, right? I was gonna meet the
Yeah,
boys.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I just wanted to see how I would perform against one of the best. Like, you know what I mean?
Bro, this regional was stacked too. We had people like Wolfe there. We had Yotam. We had our current world champion Gio. Shout out to Gio. We
Geo.
Bro, we had so many people that were like heavy hitters and all the Texas locals. Now, I'm a local here in Texas and I get to play some of them more often than not. But Johnza was there. They were they've been to Worlds last year too. We had just a couple of cool people there. Oh, Connor Comfer, kind of a local. Um, he's from Oklahoma, which there's no locals there, so he comes down to Texas locals. But he's also been to Worlds, and he got second actually at the event. But it was a crazy
Yeah.
stacked event. And then you
Yeah,
were there.
I remember I remember being so awkward around Geo because like he was walking past me and I was like, "Good luck, Geo," and he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Why did I do that?"
Bro, he probably gets that all the time. Um,
I'm like, "Good
I
luck, Geo."
I met Gio before he became world champion, so it's a little. I guess it's a little different. Like he stopped and talked to me before round one. He was almost late, I think, because he was talking to me and Alyssa, which was my round one opponent. And he was just
Oh, the
like,
side deck.
no, she was the Chimpao girl, round one. Psyduck was sitting next to us. She was also static seating.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah, but Gio, I guess, knows both of us and was talking to us about his team and the one change he made. But let's get into your run a little bit because I think your run was super cool. Being your first time, did you expect to go the way it went?
No, I honestly didn't even think I was gonna make day two. I was telling my family, and they were like, they had super high expectations because they're like, "Oh, you play this game, right? It's like a children's game, so you're gonna win the entire thing, right?" And I was like, "No, there's like a very low chance I even make day two, guys." But yeah, I made day two. And then I won a couple games in day two, which was great. I didn't make top cut, unfortunately, but I'm really happy with my run.
Your run was incredible, man. Talk to me a little bit about the team you used first, and then we'll get into like your actual run, like who you faced. If you can remember the teams, if not, that's fine. But what made you choose this
Sure.
team?
Yeah, that's a good question. My team is basically Japanese Rain. It was inspired by Masayoshi from UIC, and he like placed 22nd, which is kind of funny because I placed 23rd.
That's
Um,
yeah.
and I was looking at the teams, and I thought Bax Caliber looked really strong and Pelipper looked really strong. Like before this, I was building around Body Press, Iron Defense, Torkoal. It was like more of a balance mode than you'd like expect from a Sun team. But I just thought it was like a really strong core. But with
I do
Pelipper, I was
remember
able to
that.
make him. Yeah, yeah. I was with Pelipper, I was able to use Bax Caliber to its fullest potential, and Bax Caliber pairs up really well into the meta. Ice type stab is really nice. Dragon type defensively is really good. The only change I really made from the team from Masayoshi was the Amoongus. Amoongus has leftovers in this team. It was mainly for kind of just the chip damage that was going around, like icy wind and fake outs, that kind of thing. Citrus berry doesn't heal you obviously if you're not below half, and leftovers makes it so I'm out of range of big hits like flare blitz and psychics and stuff like that.
Is that what you ended up running?
Yeah. Don't tell them about the what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just
That's what I'm gonna go with. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. There's nothing suspicious. All right, so round 1, there you are, going up against Timothy Ebert. Do you remember what they ran? This person went 3-5.
Yeah, he was super nice. We had technical difficulties. I think I can pull up his team like Poke Data. 1 second. I think he was running like Landorus and Bolt Balance kind of vibes.
Oh yeah.
And round 1, I think I 2-0'd him. He was really nice. I kind of just like played standard and just like because I think I had matchup right. One funny thing about it though was he had Landorus, and I legit looked at his team sheet and I was like, is this supposed to be Sandforce? And he was like, what? And it was Sandforce. And that's also how I learned that Amoongus was leftovers, and he was not supposed to be leftovers.
No. That sounds like an interesting, like, hey, you got a team sheet error. Well, so do you.
Yeah. Well, actually, he wasn't the one that pointed that out. I was the one that was like, wait a minute,
there's something wrong here. Yeah, it's so weird, right? Like how all of that works, because we have to enter in our Pokemon, but there's so many people that have team sheet errors with the Arcanine site, and I think it's because they are trying to figure it out, and it will save every attempt even if you delete it later. So even if you don't delete it, it will save every attempt even if you re-enter that Pokemon later. It will save the original if you don't delete it.
Yep.
So you win, right? Round 1, I lose. We come to each other and we're kind of like, I won. I was like, I lost, but it was super close. How did you feel then? Was that when it started feeling real to you? Like, man, this is a thing I'm doing. Wow.
Honestly, I won the first round, and I didn't think much of it because it was like a 2-0 clean, right? It was very clean. So I was just like, oh, okay, it'll get harder from here. It's kind of weird to say that, but yeah, it just didn't feel real right. Maybe like round 4 to 3, like that was like when it started getting real.
Yeah. Okay, so you go in for your game 2 against Chad Gass. They ended up going 4-4. How was that matchup?
That match was fun. He was actually running like a Scizor team. Scizor was Bug Bite, Tailwind, Bullet Punch, and Protect. Baxcalibur is kind of my main guy into balance stuff, and he also had a Cornerstone. His team was very, very evil and did not like Baxcalibur. Very anti-Bax. Very unfortunate. So I didn't end up bringing Bax into that matchup. I believe the MVP for me was my hands, because obviously Scizor can't really touch hands, and Ogerpon isn't really doing much to hands as well. So it was pretty clean. It was pretty clean.
That's what I like about your team. Like, it's so covers itself, right? You have the rain that sets up Landorus, but you also have like the flying coverage that kind of helps you with certain things that could be threatening to Amoongus or threatening to your Baxcalibur with fighting. Like, it all kind of works together really well.
Yeah, I really like it. I think it has like really good anti-meta threats, like the weather obviously, and Pelipper with having Hurricane and Weather Ball hitting the what do you call it, the fire, water, grass cores. It's really strong, and obviously Baxcalibur I think is really strong.
Yeah. So you go into round 3. You're going up against Johnny Nugent, I think that's how you say it. They're 5-3. That's what they ended up going. At this point, you're both 3-0. How do you feel here?
I'm feeling great. We're We're actually 2-0, but
Oh yeah,
they were
2-0.
really nice. I still actually talk to them on Discord. They're really nice. Um, and they're really good too. They're running a like a Ting Lu Dragonite Qian Pao team, and I
Oh
actually
yeah.
lost game one. So I thought at this point I was gonna spiral because that's just how I am. But honestly, I didn't like really succumb to the pressure. I really sat down and realized, hey, like I think I have another like a good game plan. They actually gave me a lot of information before the match because they were telling me, yeah, my team is really bad against rain. Unfortunately, they didn't know I had rain before. They told me that, so they kind of just gave me an insight. I didn't bring rain the first match, but you best believe I brought it the second and third.
And see, I think that's maybe why you lost game one, because you're like, well, they told me all this information. I'm gonna be a good guy and not bring it because I feel bad. But like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like they shouldn't have said all that information in the first place. I never come up.
Mhm.
Hey, are you running Hisuian Gudra? Because that wall's my team.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. But
This
no,
was
I
my
normally have a really good matchup.
Yeah, this was my Hisuian Gudra round. That's why I remembered it. In round three, that's what I played, and it was bad.
You won. You were 1-2 at this point, right?
At this point, I was 1-2. Yeah, so I was like, man, I need to get it together, or else this is gonna be bad for me.
Yeah.
I also, I'll go into it more on my own run by myself, but like I was also kind of sleep deprived, and I should have not driven to Houston. That like I woke up at midnight, and then I like got ready, and then we left like at 1 something, and I just drove straight to Houston. I was there like at 5 whatever to check in, and then I was just obviously awake till we started, and then at this point it's like maybe like 9 or 10. I don't know what time it is, but around 3. But it's getting there, and I'm already like, you know, feeling it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe you did that. That was crazy. And
Everyone's
you
telling me the
drove
same
back the
thing.
same day?
I drove back the same day. I took like 2 power naps on the way. Like I stopped at
Oh my
Bucky's,
gosh.
and then I stopped like in the middle of some random HEB parking lot.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so besides my craziness of why I even did that, let's talk about your round 4, because if we are looking here at what I have pulled up on screen, round 4 was your first loss. Tell me a little bit about it, and then what you discovered.
Yeah, yeah, like you said, round 4 is my first loss against Alex Green Waltz, and we actually became not close friends. We kind of just like saw each other in day 2, and we started talking. But he was running a Entei balance team with like Raging Bolt, Entei, Qian Pao, and that kind of stuff. And it was really, I would say the matchup is like kind of even, maybe a little bit in his favor. He never brings Entei, which is unfortunate. I like Entei a lot, but it came to a game 3. I believe I lost game 1. I won game 2, and then it came to a game 3. And I can't remember the details of each game specifically. I will tell you that his Amoonguss got a lot of good sleep rolls in his favor.
Mm.
My Amoonguss was pretty good in this match as well, but yeah. Third game, the end game was crazy. So we had Raging Bolt on his side. I think this was AV with Thunderclap and Electroweb, Snarl and Draco Meteor.
Uh huh.
Full HP with Pelipper, full HP with Sash intact, and Water Terra Hands, half HP. Um, so the mind game is he can either click Electroweb or Thunderclap into my Mons, while I can just double attack, obviously, or wide guard the Electroweb. My Pelipper had wide guard. So first turn, he Thunderclaps my hands, bringing it down to like a sliver of HP, but enough HP that I think it could have lived an Electroweb. But then hands and Pelipper double it, the Raging Bolt. I click Hurricane and Drain Punch. It breaks it down to like half or maybe above half. I do get the confusion though, which is valid, which is
Yeah.
very important. Next turn, he thunderclaps my hands, KOs the hands, and then I weather ball, bringing it down to like 40%. Um, maybe not even 40. I think like 30. And then I weather ball again next turn while he electrowebs, bring me to my sash. I bring him down to like 10%. So one more weather ball would kill, but one more attack from him kills as well. So I'm like 90% sure that Electroweb bringing my speed down made me slower than the Raging Bolt, but I don't know how he's trained, right? So it could be a Thunderclap mind game. I'm banking on the fact that he thinks that he is faster, so he clicks Electroweb. So I'm just hoping for the miss. I'm not going to go for like no wide guard shenanigans. If he's going to miss now, it's going to be I need to capitalize on that chance, right? So I attack and then he thunderclaps and I lose. So that was the game. Obviously, I think there was outs, right? Like I said, he was on 10% health. If I had not hurricaned, I got the confusion, which was great, but it never came into play. If I just weatherballed, it would have I would have sealed the game up with just KOs and no luck.
I was about to
Um,
ask, was it doing
and
more damage or less damage?
it was doing way more damage. Yeah, I was surprised how much it did to like AV Bolt, honestly. And the second out was to play the Thunderclap mind games with hands, right? Because hands has fake out, and fake out isn't you can't use it on the not the first turn, so you normally don't click it. So, but I have it's mainly there for obviously for the first turn, but also
Oh,
Thunderclap
I see
mind
what you
games,
mean.
which
It would have bought you an extra
I should have
turn.
probably exactly. So I could have just weather ball the next turn. But in hindsight, I mean, like it's easy to say that, but he could have clicked Electroweb and messed up my Pelipper and stuff like that. But yeah, he was really nice though. That was fun.
If you think about it, looking at your loss here, right? It was someone that went day two, meaning that there's someone that is a good player, right? You just sent that, and you're even already thinking of like the outs you would have had. How did that carry over to game five, round five against Aiden? Because like at this point you've lost one, right? But you've won three. So are you like, you know what, I'm gonna coast, or did you lock in and you were like, you know what, I'm not taking another one of those. I'm gonna make it all out. Well, you have practice against Ice Spam. I think that's what ended up winning, no? Something like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I can see how that may have helped. And I'm also looking at the rest of your run. You actually played someone at my locals, like in the same town that I go to on Tuesdays. But we'll get to them soon enough. Tell me about your round six. Yep, because oh, Yeah, sometimes it just happens, like that one turn that you need it. Um, so at this point, you're what, 5-2, 5-1. It's round 6. Okay, no, you're good. You're good. I'll talk for a little bit while you do that. So at this point, yeah, you're good. At this point, you're 5-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5-1. You've been through a lot of side spam already. You've lost to one person that's going to be in day 2. But everybody has kind of stayed with the records they had. They've kind of been at like, okay, they were eliminated day 1. Round 7 is the first round that you go up against another day 2 player. And Tyler is actually really interesting that you actually faced him. And I forgot to ask you, I think, at this point, because Tyler is a local. Like, we live in the same town, or like in the same area. We go to the same place on Tuesdays and play each other. And they've actually been popping off at locals lately. So I know that they play Crown. I know that they play Crown because I play Crown, and we both will show up and play Crown Mirrors. And I actually changed a lot of my stuff because I played them on Tuesday before Houston, and I think I beat them, and I changed a lot of my stuff on my team because of new developments that happened. But I went back to my original team with the Calm Mind Iron Crown, and I'm sad that I didn't run that at Houston because I was so used to that, and I knew my outs with that. And at Houston, I ran Terra Blast, Terra Water, and they were kind of not the reason, but they also switched over to that too. And they also switched over to Lando T at this week's, and it kind of gave me an understanding of like, man, switching when you've been practicing for a while might not always be the best. But Tyler has been cooking, right? So you're playing Tyler, he's playing Crown. You have practice with Crown. You beat 2 Crown players in a row. How do you feel into round 7?
Yeah, actually, funny you say that. Corey, I was with Corey at the time, Umbreon, and he was telling me that he knew Tyler, but he was telling me that he runs Bolt Balance. I don't know if he got confused.
He got confused because
the
one that runs Bolt Balance is Ryan's brother Justin.
Ah, okay. So yeah, he definitely got confused. But I was fully expecting Bolt Balance, but I look at the team sheet and it's Iron Crown, and I'm like, oh shoot. Fortunately, I did look at the team sheet. We'll get back to that later. But, yeah, I felt really comfortable. He was obviously a really good player. I think I think it was a 2-1 game, because I think he led Drago and Hearthflame, which kind of matches well against my like typical lead. This isn't the typical team. Normally it's like Landorus. It's either Landorus or Regidrago, never both on the same team. So that's kind of interesting. Normally
he was running Lando I, right?
Lando T.
Yeah, okay. He was running Lando I.
What was his name? Tyler what?
His name is Tyler. Gustav?
Tyler M?
Gustaf.
GUS. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Oh, I recognize this one now. Okay. Yeah, he was running Drago and Landorus T, but also Wellspring Mask.
Yeah.
None of the games he brought Wellspring Mask, which was pretty surprising because it's pretty well good into my team. But
and it takes advantage.
I think I actually did 2-0 this guy. I think I did 2-0 this guy actually.
Yeah. So Tyler, like I said, he's been playing. Also, this regional was kind of like the first time I realized how cracked my local scene is, dude. Like these players that I'm playing on a weekly basis, and that I've kind of been like learning how to play against, are really good. Like they're really good. And I was like, when I first started going, I was a little upset most of the times because I'd like go like 1-3, or like I'd go like, like I'd lose a lot. But I didn't realize how good they were until recently. Like kind of when
man, you should give yourself more credit. I mean, like Like
When
you said,
Geo
you're
won
just hella sleep
Worlds,
deprived and stuff.
yeah, when Geo won Worlds, I was like, man, our local scene is so good. Cause
That's true, actually. What the heck?
I, and then there's like 3 or 4 Worlds competitors here locally. The other guys usually day 2. Like they're not like pushovers, and then sometimes I would get upset because I'd lose to them. Like the one guy I've never
Yeah.
been able to beat, and this Tuesday we played at locals. He was like, "You might beat me today because I don't know how I feel about my team." Is the boat balance guy that you mentioned, which is Volan's brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Umbreon confused them because it's like the trio. They're always together.
Ah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, so you beat Tyler. You're going into round 8. At this point, you are literally 6-1. One more round for the day. All you need
Guaranteed.
to do,
Guaranteed for day 2.
guaranteed for day 2. Which remember round 5 you came by. No, round 6 you came by, and I'm like, you just need to win one more, man. You got this.
I was so nervous back then. Yeah.
So round
That was
7
when.
you
Oh,
win.
that was when. I think that was no. After the Tyler match, I had my Switch checked, and you were scaring the heck out of me because you're like,
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
you play a lot because we were playing a lot of draft league, so we gen. Please don't come for me, Big Pikachu, but we gen a lot. So obviously I didn't gen any of my team, but what if they checked my PCs? You know, I don't know. Luckily it was fine, but I did have a little bit of tension there, just to, like, everything was going so well. You know, like this one thing, like, please, you know.
Yeah, I remember I was like not trying to like make you freak out, but I wanted to like also be clear, like, hey, if it happens, it's because of this, and I didn't want you to be like out of nowhere, like not know what could be a possibility, but I also didn't want you to freak out. So I was trying to be like, hey, you know, if it does happen, it's because of this, but also I was kind of tired, so I don't know if I delivered that correctly. But I did notice that you were like, and I was like, no, that's not what I wanted to do.
No, it's not your fault. I just got in my head. I do that a lot.
So at this point, you go to get Starbucks, right? Or was that round 7?
I think I got Starbucks like way before, maybe like around like 4 or 5,
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say
or 5 or 6.
your caffeine hit went in, and you did good. Like you get your switch back. They're like, hey, everything is good. We checked your team. Everything's great. And here you go versus your very first like threatening opponent. This person went 12-2. Zach Emerzian, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Tell me about that round. It's the last round of the day. How do you feel?
Exhausted. I am not a social person, and I was socializing with everyone I saw. So, yeah, sure, the caffeine. Like I said, the caffeine. I got another caffeine hit, like 4 or 5, the rounds. Excuse me. And not saying the caffeine was dropping, but it was definitely not taking in effect as I'd like it to. And this guy I'm going against is undefeated, and I'm getting up paired. So I'm 6-1, but he's 7-0. Super scared right here.
He had already played on stream, by the way. He had played the previous round on stream and won on stream. So I bet you he felt on top of the world.
Yeah, that too. I'm sure he was tired though too, but yeah, I'm super tired, and I'm going into this match already knowing I made day 2, so I wasn't like fully locked in as I wish I was. But this matchup was actually really in my favor. He had Drago, Torkoal, Farigiraf, Chi-Yu, like a bunch of spread damage, right? And I have Wide Guard, and I have Pelipper to overwrite his Sun. So if I just position better, I will tell you, it ended in 2 games, but I brought it back they were both pretty close games. The first game, I believe I just left my my Pelipper vulnerable. Maybe that was game 2. Let's actually talk about game 2. I remember that more. Game 2, turn 1, it was Pelipper and Landorus on my side, facing down his Drago and Fluttermane on his side. And I click Wide Guard Sandseer as they double protect. And normally if they double protect, they want to scout what you're doing, but so I like to switch it up. So I decide that Landorus is the threat, so he's gonna attack Landorus. So I protect Landorus while I attack with Pelipper, but he doubles up into my Pelipper, so I'm already down 3-4, which is insane. I did ask afterwards. I was like, "Hey, you weren't scared about my Landorus? Like, what was that about?" But he was like, "Yeah, just like safe targeting, you know. Landorus could obviously protect, double up into Pelipper. Like he wasn't worried about Pelipper attacking. He was worried about the wide guard, so he got Pelipper off the field.
Yeah, it's the biggest
I'm
threat.
down really badly. I lost my rain setter. I lost my wide guard. Right. Landorus is still alive, thankfully. So I try to bring it back as much as I can. If sleep turns just went into my favor, I would have won. If I remembered he had Terra on Amoongus, I would have won. I clicked Icicle Spear into Amoongus' Terra Fire when Scale Shot was just a clean one hit. Um, I definitely was. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about the Terra, right? So I just clicked not Scale Shot, Icicle Spear, um, just autopiloting. But Scale Shot would definitely picked up. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm not happy with how it went, but I think I played to the best of my abilities, especially since I was so tired. Um, and he was a good player too, so yeah.
Yeah, no, that's to say the least. He was undefeated. He went undefeated day one, which is kind of
He got
the
fifth. He
point.
got fifth in the whole tournament.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you played, at this point you played and lost to only day two players. Aside for Tyler, who was the other day two player you played. You ended up beating him. But at this point you've lost to only players that went into day two. So all the better players, right? And the one that you've lost to in your last round was one of the top 5 players. Like you got to understand that your run at this point is so good. So you finish round 8. Is the end of the day. You're guaranteed a round 2. I mean a day 2, and you have to do the saddest thing you could possibly think of. What is it?
Say goodbye to Grape.
You have to say goodbye to Grape.
Was
I
that what you
ended
were
up,
thinking?
yeah. I ended up leaving at this point. I couldn't stay for day 2 for you and Umbreon to kind of support, which I felt kind of bad about. But like I also didn't get a
No,
place, and
man.
since I didn't make day 2, I wasn't gonna get a place.
Yeah.
Um, so day 1, you finish 6-2. You feeling good about yourself. You know that there's things you could have done better. What is your prep for day 2?
That's a great question. So I know that I'm 6'2", so one more loss and I'm out. Um, so my prep is not the best. Well, I mean it's not in my defense. I'll get to it. So that night I hang out with my cousins, just because I haven't seen them in a while. So we're hanging out until like 11 p.m. So I get home pretty late. So I decide, hey, you know what? Let me check the teams. Let me see if they're out. They weren't out, unfortunately. However, I did the best that I could. I went on stream. I went to the stream, and I looked up what made day 2, right? So I just looked at their names and their team, and then checked Pokedata, the website, and saw if they made day 2 or not. So I just made paste for all of them, and then said, you know what? I'll just look at them in the morning. So I just slept. Got a pretty good sleep in, and before the match started, we had like 30 minutes before we had the pairings go up for round 1. 30 minutes before we had to start. So me and Umbreon just sat down and just talked about our matchups, and that was great.
I'm glad you had someone with you on day 2 that was also like in the same boat and could understand you better. Again, I didn't do it. Me and Bamboozle both were eliminated day 1, and then Sunita was
Bamboozled still, yeah.
also there, but I think we didn't get to meet them until day 2. So you and Umbreon.
Yeah. Funnily enough, actually, he was sitting right next to me in the first round of day 2, but we
Oh,
didn't know it.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I have a picture of him.
Oh,
He's
nice,
hella
nice.
handsome.
Yeah, I've seen them on Twitter, I think. So you and Umbreon are going into this day 2. and you guys are excited. Sanito is also there. He's probably excited. Bamboozle stayed to support you guys. I don't know how much he hung out with you guys on day two, but
I think he stayed until like the 11th round.
okay, so a good chunk, like 3 rounds of the day. So here you are, about to face your very first opponent in day two. You know they're a good player because they made day two. Michael Reese. What is it like? What is their team like?
So this is the only match I've actually had time to prepare for. The other times I had to like sit down and just like um, figure out the matchup. But this time I actually got to sit down with Umbreon, Corey, and talk about it. It is a matchup. It is a team that I've faced before. It's a Ting Lu with Dragonite
Oh, that
and
was your
Zapdos
round
Galar.
four loss, right?
My round four loss was like Entei stuff. I
Oh,
did go
okay.
against a Ting Lu team before, and that was a 2-1 loss. So I was scared. Um, but I do think I have matchup into this team particular because this one has Zapdos, while the other team had Dragonite. Um, and Zapdos is pretty scary. So game one, I go into it with my normal stuff with like Baxcalibur and stuff. I think it was Baxcalibur and Hands in the lead. I could be wrong. I have my notes somewhere, but I don't feel like getting them. And then game two, one game one I win. Game two, I realize I faced this team in day one. Honestly, I didn't remember that I faced it. Um, and I looked back at my notes and I realized that Pelipper and Amoonguss is a really good lead. But the thing about that lead is that it loses to Raging Bolt safety goggles, which Michael had. So I was kind of scared that he would bring it. And they brought it game one, but then I realized Raging Bolt really didn't do anything. It got like one shot by my Baxcalibur. It wasn't the best. So I'm gonna make a gamble here. The gamble is that I'm gonna bring Pelipper and Amoonguss, which just loses to a Raging Bolt. So that was my thing. He didn't bring Raging Bolt, but the game was super close. It honestly came into like, it came down to like a couple. It came down to a roll at the end, where Baxcalibur lived in Earthquake, where I could just Ice Cold Spirit twice and win the game. But other than that, I think I played it pretty cleanly. So I won in 2-0 fashion.
Bro, crazy. Your first game of day two is a W 2-0. How are you feeling at this point? Because at this point, you're now 7-2.
Yeah, I'm over the moon. Well, I was over the moon when I made day two, but I was so excited because I thought that I was just gonna lose on round one, and my parents were actually watching the first game, so I wanted to make them proud. So I really wanted to win this one, and I was so happy that I did.
Man,
Um, a
I'm so
little too
happy for
excited,
you.
honestly. Yeah, thank you.
So, this is where you know that you're 7-2. One more game loss, and you are eliminated from contention. And at the time, you didn't know it, but you have to face the future regional champion of Houston, Dylan Matthews. You're round 7. If you were even paired like later on with Dylan or someone else, and just you're like, let's say you play Dylan at the end, right? That would have been finals, right? But like,
Yeah.
you get eliminated by Dylan Matthews, right? How do you feel, and how did that game go? Because it's Psy Spam. You have a decent amount of wins against Psy Spam. Their team is
Right.
fundamentally different, though. So, like, tell me about that.
So yeah, I just want to start from like the beginning, right? So I will say that I'm feeling great. I'm feeling excited. I come into this match, and I actually don't know his team yet. Apparently, Abrion showed me later, but you can check their team on the Arcanine site. Um, but I haven't been doing that. So first off, like they're sitting down already. They already like coming up with a game plan. Um, and I'm up paired again. They're 8-1 while I'm 7-2. which is annoying because I was feeling the pressure of being eliminated while they were just kind of cruising. They had like a cushion of one loss, which kind of sucked. Also, they had matchup, right? I did go against a Urshifu single strike an Iron Crown team earlier, but this seems a little different where they had Crown with Terra Blast, Terra Water, which is a nuisance. They had a single strike band instead of the Sash variant. Um, they had Landorus Eye with like they which can take over my rain with Sandseer Storm, and
Mm-hmm.
they also had Wellspring. Wellspring can definitely just blow me up with Ivy Cudgel and redirect my water moves. So the matchup was pretty horrid. Not only that, I made a mistake. I read I sat down and I looked at their team, and it for some reason I just looked at their Crown, Indeedee, and Wellspring and Tornadus and thought that, oh wait, I fought this team already. Tyler, remember Tyler,
Yeah,
your local?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought it was the exact same team with Drago and Landers T. So I just looked at my notes and then ran it back with the same leads. Not the same team whatsoever. I got destroyed the first game. Game two, I have to like collect my bearings and realize, okay, well, I this is not the same team. I have to come up with a new lead.
It's like
Game two,
fundamentally different because of all of the different changes. Like instead of T, it's Lando I, which again you said your rain.
mm-hmm.
Wellspring is a nuisance for you. Like it just has a bunch of and then the Urshifu, right? The single strike
Yeah,
Urshifu is like
Urshifu single strike. I only have hands and Baxcalibur Terra to resist it, and it just does so much damage.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Game two, I make a huge misplay. I just like miss target. It's Urshifu single strike, and Tornadus Sash, against my Pelipper and hands. Um, and the way the turn goes is I wide guard their Bleak Wind, and I drain punch their Urshifu as they wicked blow my Pelipper. But I had a way better play where I could fake out the Tornadus, which was Focus Sash and not Cobra Cloak, and
Oh yeah.
Hurricane the Urshifu. And Drain Punch did not pick up the KO, but Hurricane definitely did.
And it
Um,
was banded, right?
so
So it
I
wasn't
just
the focus sash variant.
exactly. So I could just one shot at it. Um, So yeah, I basically lost on the first turn, which was kind of unfortunate. I did my best to pull it back, but it was just too little, too late.
And against such a high caliber player, obviously the winner of the whole event, like those couple of turns where you like misplay a little bit can mean the whole game is over because a lot of times when you're playing players, the longer the match goes, the better your odds are of winning, just because people make mistakes, right? And if they
Oh
happen
yeah.
early on, that's usually detrimental. Sometimes you just lose all momentum.
Yeah. For sure. Like I said, the first turn definitely could have gone way better. I would have taken out their Urshifu, in exchange for my Sash, and I also would have taken their Sash away from their Tornadoes. Obviously, hindsight, they could have Ghost Terra'd, but they never Ghost Terra into me. So, and they could have Terra Darked or a Wicked Blowed, not dying to my Hurricane. I honestly could have Weather Balled. I think that would have KO'd as well, depending on how bulky they are. Actually, probably not because Drain Punch didn't kill. I think that's a roll if they're not bulky, but if they are bulky, it never kills. So I don't know why I did that.
Yeah. So, is there anything you want to say about Dylan and his team before we move on?
It's great. I love the adaptation. I think Side Spam was really a great meta call. Even though like everyone was running it, like them putting like different like options on it like definitely like changed up my lines and such like there's a reason why he won like I'm saying like he played great. He punished me really well.
When I was out, so I ran Side Spam, right? While I was running it, I thought to myself a lot, what if I drop the fire Ogerpon for the water Ogerpon? Because I never used the fire one as much, right? But
Yeah.
as a new player, as someone that like isn't any achievement, sometimes you're like, well, what if I do that and it goes completely horrible? And then you'll see the good players do it, and you're like, man, maybe I was onto something. But
Yeah.
it's such an interesting thing that like even as a bad player per se that I am, you can tell some
Not bad.
things would just maybe work better because of just how little you use the Pokemon. Because every single slot is important, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so Dylan ends up winning the event, but it is not over yet. You have two more rounds that you get to play, and you're up against Jacob Miller. At this point, you're probably upset because you know you've just been eliminated. But you're like, okay, you know, I'm gonna play it out and just go for placement and for points at this point because that's the best you can
Yep.
do, right? Jacob Miller,
Yeah.
how is that? How does that go?
Yeah, so at this point, I'm kind of sad, but I'm also like the edge is off, right? Like I don't have any pressure to make top cut. Obviously, placement's important, but I mean, my whole mindset was like, all right, I'm in day two, let's make top cut, right? But now the edge is off, so I'm playing without um, any pressure. Jacob Miller, um, what was he running? Let me look at him. Jacob Miller. Jacob Miller is running. Oh, I remember this. He was Torkoal, Farigiraf, Lilligant, Raging Bolt, Incin, and Fluttermane. Now, I played a variant of this team. It's like Torkoal. It's like balanced kind of with like a Torkoal mode. This one actually leans really into Sun, which is pretty bad for them because I'm pretty good into Sun with my Rain. Um, and I just remember this game being super clean. I just kind of 2-0'd them, played my lines, didn't really try to like overextend. I just clicked wide guard when I had to. Um, I clicked Sans. I just clicked Earth Power. I never like risked a Santier miss. Like I think I played it pretty cleanly. Um, and yeah, I think that went pretty well.
Yeah. So you play this game. You ended up winning. You like you said, the edge is off. You don't have to worry about getting eliminated anymore because you are eliminated, and now you're just playing to finish it out, right? To end your arc. And at this point, you are now, what is it? You're
8-3.
8-3. You have one more round against Dylan Stone. Tell me how you feel. Your last round, so close to completion. Are you worried that it's gonna be a win? Are you worried that it's gonna be a loss? Are you just like, how are you feeling?
Okay, so I remember this one. This was actually like probably my favorite set of the day actually. It went to a game three. Dylan Stone, super nice guy. We were just talking before it. We were actually joking about like one of the judges came up to us and was like, "Hey guys, I don't want to see anyone on terror raids." You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like the guy next to me was like joking like, "Hey, what if we just hop on a Kitakami race?" You know what I mean? And then I joked with my opponent and I was like, "We just pull up Smash Bros real quick." You know what I mean? We just start mashing buttons while everyone's focused, locked in. That was funny. So we start the match and he's running the team that won the first Regulation F tournament. When it like came back, right? The Roaring Moon Urshifu Landorus stuff with
Oh, he's
Goldango.
running Carry Diortona's team.
Yes, yes, yes. And this team, I'm actually not the best in. I would say like it's even closer to hit in his favor, mainly because the Goldango's a problem. For my Bax Caliber, which really likes to hit the Roaring Moon and Landorus, and nothing else can really hit those two. I guess Pelipper can hit them, but then then a Moongus and Urshifu can kind of deal with um my Pelipper can just get doubled up by their faster mons, right? So this matchup, I have gone into practice and I honestly don't remember what I did in practice, so that was kind of scary. Game one, I got destroyed. He led a lead that I didn't expect at all. It was Landers and Roaring Moon. I forget what I led, but I just got completely blown up. Game two, I was
Yeah.
like, well, if he does the same lead, it's punished by Bax Caliber, right? So Bax Caliber's in the lead, and it was a closer game, but I ended up winning that game. Game three, excuse me. I was like, okay, so if he leads the same stuff, I obviously want to lead Excalibur, but is he really going to lead the same stuff? So I kind of changed it up. I did lead Excalibur. Oh no, I didn't change it up. I led Excalibur and Landorus game 2 and game 3. But I was still worried about them switching up the leads. I led Landorus to punish a Goldango lead, and obviously Excalibur was there to punish whatever they were leading already. They led the same stuff. I wish I asked my opponent why they kept the same lead when it lost so bad to Excalibur, because they had to play like a lot of 50-50s. I could have clicked Ice Shard into like their Landorus and OHKO'd it. I could have clicked Icicle Spear into like any of their slots and like lived comfortably, like maybe not from a double up, but like they never double up in that matchup because I could just protect, or Terra. And I remember game 3 was crazy because they just kept living on a sliver, right? Like Ice Shard actually didn't OHKO. It lived on like 1 HP. Warring Moon had clicked breaking swipes into my Excalibur, lowering my attack, and then living on a sliver with like from an Ice Shard. That was crazy. I remember the Urshifu. I had clicked Weather Ball into it, predicting a Fire Terra, but they never did it. But then Scale Shot hitting into it, OHKOing it, not OHKOing it, but KOing it. That was interesting. But now since I had the lower defense, I was worried that Roaring Moon could just pick me off, but it didn't, which was good. I think I'm trying to remember a lot of it, but I can't remember it. But I did end up winning, which was super exciting. We both popped off because it was just like such a great game. Like I love that game. That was great.
Man, it sounds like you had a back and forth type of game where you didn't know what was going to happen because of the rolls, but you did end up winning. So at this point now, you finished the whole tournament. You are 9-3. When you think about that score, what do you think about? Like 9-3 is crazy to think about for your first regional.
Appreciate it. I thought I was very happy that I made top 32. It's actually not guaranteed now looking at it that all 9-3 players were top 32, but in my head I thought I was top 32, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my losses were cracked, so my tiebreaker was pretty good. It was actually a world that I was top 16, because there's like 2 players that are 9-3, but I think those players had way better tiebreakers because they went undefeated or close to undefeated in the day 1 and then lost to the best players in day 2. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with my run. I remember being very happy in the venue. I won 2 booster boxes.
Man, that's
I
crazy.
Actually opened, I opened one just to see how it looked like, cause like maybe I'll sell it, but I was thinking about just donating them. I opened one, and there's actually so many cards in there. Like I think there's like
it's
16.
36 packs or something like that.
There's 36. What the heck?
There's a lot.
I opened one of the packs. And I got like a shiny seal and a shiny Moltres.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
not bad.
That set was really good because they have a gold Charizard in there, and they also have this SIR Charizard that's like everybody kind of wants it. It's like the Charizard, Mega Charizard X with the Charizard and the Charmeleon and Charmander on this thing. It's like a really sick art.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was telling you, like, if you sell it like as is, it's like $300 and something. Like the box itself is pretty.
I think that's wrong. Because I think that's wrong. There's no way it's 300. I was asking my TCG friends that I made over there, and they were saying like, I was like, oh yeah, I might sell it for 120, and they were like, 120? What the heck? And they were telling me to sell it for $50. I low-key want to ask Quick. I'm not close with Quick in our Discord, but I know he's a TCG player, obviously. So
I use TCG Player, the actual website, to look up the price, and for the whole thing, if it's sealed, which is the one that you have sealed is probably the one you could sell.
I have one sealed, yeah.
Yeah, the sealed ones, they go for that much. That's how much they're selling for. That's what. If anyone said to sell one of those for $50, that's crazy because you can get like not even a 6 pack, 7 pack, 8 pack, 10 pack, 20 pack, 30 pack, 40 pack, 50 pack, 60 pack, 70 pack, 80 pack, 90 pack, 100 pack, 200 pack, 300 pack, 400 pack, 500 pack, 600 pack, 700 pack, 800 pack, 900 pack, 1000 pack, 2000 pack, 3000 pack, 4000 pack, 5000 pack, 60 pack, 70 pack, 80 pack, 100 pack, 200 pack, 300 pack, 400 pack, 500 pack, 600 pack, 700 pack, 80 pack, 100 pack, 200 pack, 300 pack, 400 pack, 500 pack, 600 pack, 700 pack, 80 pack, 100 pack, 200 pack, 300 pack, 400 pack, 500 pack, 600 pack, 700 pack, 80 pack, 100 pack, 200 pack a booster bundle. Sometimes you can get them for that much. So maybe they were just trying to scam you.
Maybe. I actually there was like an area at the venue where you could sell your cards, and I went over there to see like to get like a gauge, and I pulled them out and I was like, how much can I get for these? And he said one of them for a total 50 cents. I'm like, what? So like basically like I would have sold it if I sold it there. I would have gotten 5 buckaroos. I'm like, what? What
No,
the
I
heck
think
is
he
this?
meant 250. I think he meant 250.
You think that's what he meant?
I think that's
I
what he
think
meant.
no. Well, I said $5, and he said yep. So maybe you're right, but I guess I was tired and I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, no, because like I said, I
But then
looked
the
it
rest,
up and
yeah,
they're like 3 something. So
yeah. Then the rest of the event, I watched the Carson versus Yuki. It was like Don does it versus the Ninetales team. That was fun, and then I left for the day. And yeah, obviously, like this weekend was that weekend was like one of the best I've ever had. Like it was so fun.
yeah, dude, it was last weekend. It was last weekend,
Yep.
dude. Look, I'm gonna be really honest with you, because you had such an amazing run. What do you do from here? Like, you had a 9-3. Regulation is changing. We're getting champions soon. Shout out to champions. Hurry up. We get it the
Real.
8th. Like, we know when, right? But like, I still want to see what Pokemon we get. When is your next event? Do you know what? Because you don't have locals where you live, right? You said.
Yeah, I'd have to like drive like an hour or two.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. What are you planning to do next? I know Bamboozled is already planning to go to Indianapolis for the next regional. Are you thinking
Yeah.
of doing something again this year, or are you just like, next year I'll try to hit these a little harder? Because you obviously had a phenomenal record, and I think you could be a world's competitor if you just go to multiple events and get the points.
Appreciate it. Well, I think my team honestly like kind of carried me. I think my team was really good. I think I played pretty well as well. My next event is up in the air because obviously I'm in school. I'm a college student, so I want to focus on that first and foremost. Obviously Pokemon I kind of like always have in the back of my mind. I always just play Showdown when I'm bored. Um, I definitely won't play Reggae because Reggae is kind of not my vibe. Um, I was thinking about going to NAIC in New Orleans because it's
Mm,
close by. It's close by to. It's in summer first and foremost, so I'm not doing much in summer. I have a friend in obviously Alabama, which I go to school at. So I would just drive over there and house with him, and then take the 3 hour commute. Um,
it's only 3 hours.
I believe so. I believe so.
That's crazy,
Um, and then play like that. But
Chef. Don't do
I
what I
don't.
did though.
Yeah.
Don't drive the 3 hours in the morning.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I might do that. But stars really have to align, right? Like my friend already said that he was down. He was actually the one that brought it up, which was funny, because I told him about my performance and he was super supportive about it. He was already down. I just have to be down, first and foremost. I have to be down. I have to have a team that I'm feel confident in, and I think that's gonna be champions NAIC.
Yeah, it's
Um,
champions. Because Indianapolis
and
is the
like
first champions.
yeah, and obviously I need to be available, right? Like I don't know what's gonna happen in summer. Like if that's June-ish, like I'll be working with my mom at the time. Maybe I'll have a summer internship. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to compete more.
I
But this
think.
was in my head just a one-time thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's where I was too, right? And I think it's like the era we live in is kind of so cool, like because I'm a bit older than you, right? Like
Hella
I'm
old.
30. Yeah, I'm 31. You're how old?
20.
You're 20. So I'm 11 years older than you. Let's say 10 years back. Um, I would have never been in a situation where people are trying to encourage someone to go and pursue video games as like a competitive esport or whatever. Like that's all happened in like the last couple like 6-7 years, right? Since like 2018, it became big. Um, and the amount of people that are trying to support players to do the kind of things that you want to do and like kind of what I want to do is crazy. Because my wife, you said your friend was the one that was looking up the EUIC stuff, no, NAIC, and trying to tell you about it and
Yeah.
get you to come. My wife literally on the drive home went on Airbnb and she's like, we're not driving it and getting there the same day. She like found Airbnbs and she like picked out the days and she like wants to encourage me to go. And I thought that
Oh,
was
that's
crazy
cute.
because I didn't think she would want to do an event like that again.
Yeah.
Um, Now I personally don't think I'll do NAIC because of how taxing it was for me. Like it took me like 3 days to recover. Um,
Yeah, and you're also a little you're kind of disabled, I know.
and that's why like the walking was so much for me. Um, but the cool thing about it is that the support we get from people. If something were to happen where you wanted to do it and you can you say, "Hey, Grape, I want to do this. Are you going?" And we can both find a team and we kind of say yes to each other. Hey, you could stay with me and her. I think we're getting like a pretty decent sized place. If that's a worry of yours as well, because I know financial is one of the main worries with this thing, and sometimes it just makes no sense to do it if you don't have the means to do it.
Yeah, I am a broke college student, so financial means is definitely a worry for me.
And I get that because like one of the reasons I didn't want to book in Houston was like, dude, it's like $300 a night for one night. I'm not making day two. I'm not spending $300 just to, just to
Yeah.
get kicked my butt kicked.
Yeah, 300 is crazy.
All right, man. Look,
Is there anything
you
else?
have. Yeah, I was gonna say you have a lot of good things from this regional. I'm glad it was your first regional. I'm glad that we could share it together. I think at this point, we just are gonna end the discussion. Thank you so much for joining. I'm
Of
glad you had
course.
such
Thank
a
you for
good
having me.
run. Um, and you kept on saying one thing that I want to kind of like make clear. You kept on saying that your team carried you, but anybody can pick up a team. It's the pilot that makes it good. So remember that you did all of that on your own.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. It's been like almost 2 hours of us trying to get all of this getting going.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Uh, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. I have the VGC Chef on YouTube. I don't really post, honestly, as much as I'd like to. Um, but I mean, I post sometimes. I'm posting the Champions Draft League right now. That one's fun. Maybe like some Reg I stuff. Like if I'm cooking anything that I want to share, maybe I'll post there.
Do it just for
Champions, maybe
fun.
I'll post as well. Yeah, 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 maybe.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well, I
nothing
will
much.
leave. I'll leave it in the description, and maybe we can even do one of those like joint video things. But I'll leave it in the description, and you guys go ahead and subscribe to him. He's putting out content. He's a really good player. If you guys want to learn or be anything kind of like in the realm that he's doing, go ahead. Great resource. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Chef, do you want to say any last words?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. We will catch you guys in the next one. We're out. Bye.
Bye bye.